Hello, this is the Morning Garden, and the day is Saturday. Just a second. 2020. There is a list of herbs that I feel I should have got started already. Oregon, basil. Still working. I'm still working on it. Okra. I'm not gonna mess with that until 4 weeks before the last frost. And squash, melons. Um, the melons are going to be kind of challenging because of space, but I believe I can get it done. So I'm looking at that as well. Zucchini. How many of those will I do this year? Probably about 3 plants and 3 plants of the yellow summer squash. So that's how I'm going to do that. I'm looking good, folks. I got it done. I got everything done. The trees that I have they're going to be fertilized as I see them go through different changes. When I see them bud out, they'll get fertilized. When I see them start putting on fruit, they'll get fertilized. And that's my plan for the fruit. I have a plan. We got hot peppers. Yeah, they got put in. Yeah, they got put in about the 8th week. They got put in. Tomatoes are going good, and eggplants are going good. So I'm looking good. I got everything planned out, everything rolling along pretty well. I'm just looking at an ad that I see online. got the camera. Oh, that's great that you've been growing your own food. I'm happy to hear that. That is a really good deal. Good day. Good. That's a good deal. Tell me, what kind of foods do you grow? It's just been so much fun. Everything's growing pretty well. That's we also chickens and oh, okay. I read. Oh, okay, pigs. I heard they're pretty intelligent. We grow everything. Okay, that's good. That's good. Excuse me. The soil that you use, is it somewhat clay or is it like a sandy soil? I can't believe that it's 50 degrees here today. Okay, okay, thank you. My soil is clay. Um, it's been amended many times and it's done. I use a chop and drop method. Lots of manure. Yes, a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Will grow just about anything is when you're using different types of manure. I use very little bagged manure, cow manure. Sometimes I'm happy about what I see in the bag, and other times I'm not because I see so much wood and chips, and I figure I'm just buying sawdust in a bag or some kind of just basically wood products. So I'm considering just maybe stop buying the bag stuff and just start using primarily my chop and drop. Another thing that I'm interested in using is grass clippings to make a tea from it and see what results I will get. Well, actually, I'm going to start that this year. Um, yes, to make certain that I can get something that's right here on my own property. Let's see. Ohio, clay. Okay. Lots of animal manure. I love that. It said lots of animal manure along with the clay. With the clay, I'm considering using much larger holes and much deeper than I did last year, and see what the results will be. Will I get a higher yield? Uh, and I'm only going to prep just the areas where I'm going to put the plant in, as opposed to doing the whole entire uh, plot. I want to do just the areas where I'm putting in to kind of optimize on materials that I have, because I'm trying basically to grow, excuse me, just a root system, large, big, bold root system with the proper nutrients in the location where the roots are. Um, I have had quite a bit of information on people telling you, or information on the internet telling you how um, big you should dig a hole, how deep it should be. And, different sources have different opinions. But what if you dug the largest or loosened up the largest of ground around or near where the seedlings are, and you have that set up so that the roots don't have any problem going out looking for food. Okay, peas, butternut squash, probably die this year with weather is so warm. They boom, but let's see what we got here. Let's see. Okay, grape strawberries. No, excuse me. Yeah, grape strawberries. We compost everything. Beautiful. Composting is a good deal. Now, I like what you said about the compost. I like what you said about the manure. You're doing everything correctly. Everything correctly. Um, I like to compost right there in place, right there. Everything right there on. I don't take it from one part to another part. I do what they call chop and drop and leave it right there on the surface. Um, whatever grows, whatever grows. I wonder, is anyone having any difficult? Oh, okay. You said the echo is gone now. Okay, I was getting some information. I had some echoing going on. Um, I'm getting ready to do a lot of different stuff with this computer here. You'll see it once I get it going. You'll see a lot of different changes. I'll still be coming in, doing what I do. We have a lot of trees. Some let's see, wood, chopping, covered with wood chips. Echo with my computer. Okay, I got you. Echoing was with your system. Sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you got it corrected. Um, I'm doing good. I'm doing very well. It's just that you're doing everything right. I mean, this you got everything going beautifully with the wood chips, with the manure, and uh, I'm trying to see here. Well, you got everything going. This is the way you're supposed to do it. Let's see. You got grapes, strawberries. We compost everything. Let's see. Echo is hard to hear you. Okay. I have a couple of grapevines. I'm starting in some pots. Well, I already started them actually, and I'm gonna see if they made it through the winter because it's a beautiful plant. It's a large white grape seedless called a Neptune, and I bought it on Stock Brothers. Bought it at Stock Brothers, and the plant, I think for some reason, is a really slow grower, but it's okay. And I took some cuttings from it because I like to have more than one plant of that same variety. Because if one dies, or if something happens to it, whatever, I still have the genetics. I don't need to be going back to Stock Brothers to buy another plant and start it all over again. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is grow at least about 3 of those plants and have enough of what I want and be able to do what I got to do. I have blackberries that I started out with some years ago. Bought it at Home Depot. They were in the bin where the plants are dying, where they refuse to water them or whatever. And when they started looking bad, but they would grow if you take care of them. But when they started looking bad to the point where they really couldn't sell it, I go over to that bin and I asked about it, and he said, give me $1.75 for it. And I thought, wow, that's really messed up. He still gonna get a top dollar for it. Grapes can be propagated easily. Just have to be patient sometimes. Thank you very much for that. Be patient because I've been trying a couple times to propagate it, and when it didn't make, I said, God darn it, what is going on? Now I took the cuttings. I paid attention to how I, excuse me, cut the pieces and make sure they're close to a I can't think of what they call it, but it's like where the roots come out at. And so I actually had that all together and took time and cut them and made sure they went in nice and fresh. And I don't think I used a root grow hormone. I may have, but I don't think I did. And I put them in a pot. They went all through the winter, and it looks like the buds are swelling on them, but it's too early to tell. Maybe they look this way, but if they swell and they grow, I got it. I got it. I have a, but if I get them going now, one grapevine has always, every year, has done beautiful, but the birds eat every last one of them when they grow. Um, so I haven't put any bird netting over it because I hate to see birds tangled up in them. So I'll figure something out. I've seen 2 birds tangled up and died when I was trying to free them, and that's amazing how quick they can die. Right there in the netting, just heart attack. The tea that I will be making this year, if I haven't mentioned it, will be made from grass clippings. Very high in nitrogen and absolutely free. I use branches, but right. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay, got you. Wow, I didn't know that they, grapevines really suffered from root problems. That ball and make certain that I definitely have at least more than one variety because I don't want to lose what I have. Okay, netting. Yeah, should be netting. Okay, because I mean, I think the Walmart carries netting where I shop like close to $5. Everything's going up, but I'm feeling good because what I'm going to do this year is do the. I mean, I have spent and just like what you're doing here. You're growing soil, and you're putting all these amendments in, um, and making certain that your plants have ample supply of food and different types of nutrients. So they should your stuff should be on fire as far as the growing. Um, and this year I started everything indoors. I love starting everything indoors, but I got them in there done early. I got some pretty plants. Um, some of my videos show the recent videos I put up, and I like that because I didn't spend a ton of money, and I grow everything in bulk, like the trays. I can grow the trays in even much. I grow more than that. I like growing in bulk because if let's say if you need 50 tomato plants and you get a pan that's about 3 inches deep and a good soil mix there, seed mix, and which I make on my own. I'm not paying nobody arm and leg for a seed mix, and I go ahead and sprinkle those on. And I'm telling you, when they come up, you might have all 50 seeds come up. And when they all come up, you just peel them apart, and you go straight to the ground after a certain period, or you go right to different size cups. And when you make them all out and you feed them and water them properly, which I use as a fish emulsion, about a teaspoon per gallon. And some people say a half a teaspoon per gallon, but I just try not to use a great deal in there because they don't need it. It's a waste of your materials. What region? For a month or two get I will check for that. Because a willow it definitely produces a hormone that stimulates root growth. Another thing that I could have used, and I have it on hand, was simple honey. You got the raw honey. I got the regular honey. I could use that. Now, if I was just thinking, hey, it's in the closet, it's downstairs in the kitchen, just put some on the fresh cutting and go from there. But thank you for that, the willow. It's been a long time since I heard someone say using the willow branches. That's all right. Let's see. I planted about 100 tomatoes this year. Something went wrong. I just started again. Got new branches right now. I'm going. So we also have about 4 hives. Oh, I see what you got a farm. You got a farm. And so I can't give you any advice on anything here. Something went wrong with the 100 tomato plants from seed. I only know that when I used to have a problem, you should see what I did this year, which was beautiful. I got tired of growing plants and just not knowing what was going on. I made my own soil mix. Excuse me, I keep saying soil mix. I made my own seed starter mix and made it the way I want it made. Didn't, and so added in there some peat moss and perlite, and I added in some garden lime, and what else I put in there? Garden lime. Oh, and I put a organic fertilizer in there. I just put that in there, mix it all up. And I'm gonna tell you something. I got something like 95 to 98% germination on everything. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. Even seeds I had that was from 2015, I got very, very good germination on it. Just here. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, because what I'm doing here is once I got the seed started, I paid close attention to the watering. I said, don't overwater. And even down there now, I watered last night and I said, okay, let me come in. I check them daily. And I looked at them and I said, these are doing fine. Don't water. You always have a compulsion to water them. So I didn't water them. And I have the lights on them, which I use a shop light with one, and I know I should have got 2 of the plant grow tubes, grow light, but they were like $21, $22 a piece. So I didn't want to do that. Let's see, fertilize sounds great with added the compost. After a year of composting, it has great and says something new with it. So add some dashes. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, instead of the garden lime. But I used, and I sometimes use the wood right from my pellet stove. So, and I like it because it's free. It's you can use it. Um, but I'm doing okay with the seedlings right now. I'm just trying to get them up, get some size on them, so that I don't have to. It's like an emergency room. I'm always checking on them. But long story short, growing them in bulk is how I like to grow them, and then I separate them out to strong and the better plants. We use shop lights. Yeah, I was using shop lights. I was using shop lights. Had no problem with them, but I said I would try out this bulb that they call a grow bulb. But I would try it out, see what difference people are claiming. But then again, they might just be selling bulbs. But I said I would try 'em. We use the cheaper lights also, but okay. We put plants in the greenhouse. Whether best best light is sunlight. Yeah, once I can get once these temperatures go up some, I will get them going out for an hour at a time and just see what happens. But I don't want to do them rush it right now. The seeds look good. Um, the thing I'm looking at, the thing that I'm looking at is this: get the seeds up, get them growing, save money on that end as well. Also, I saved money on the seed starter mix, but I'm using temperature controlled heat mats. I like that. I really do like that because I bought a temperature gun. When I started using it, I started learning things a little bit more about how hot these actual heat mats will get, up to 110 degrees. And this is just a small 10 by 20 heat mat. 100 and, no, excuse me, not 120, 110 degrees. Then I go on and I Googled and say, what's the recommended germination temperature for for tomato plants? And it says 80 to 85 degrees. All right. So if I figure that these things getting around 110 degrees, that's a bit much. So I got them on a thermostat now, and I got them brought all the way down to about 80 degrees, 85. One of the mats is 85, one's 80. And it's beautiful because with that sensor on there, just tell exactly where the temperature is. And it cuts on and off as needed. All right, so that could be also a big factor as far as my germination goes. And I gotta say this, knowing, and I pointed down in the soil and I hit it, and I see that the little 80 degrees, 82 degrees, I know that they're optimum, and I like that. And now and I've been doing what they call, I call it black magic. That's what I call it. I put the whole tray inside of a black plastic bag and put a zip tie on the front and just twist it. Leave it in there. When I first plant the seeds, I leave it in there for about 2 to 3 days. But 2 days I check them. It makes them germinate so fast. I mean, but the plants be a pretty yellow, and you take them out and put them right under the light, and the very next day you come back, they turn green. And I'm telling you, I mean, I kept them warm. I kept them inside of those black plastic bags. There's got to be something to germinating in complete darkness that the plants really do respond well to. That's just my take on it. Yeah, I agree with that. At least that number of leaves. Yes. 3 to 4 sets of leaves before they go out there. That tells you that they have the proper amount of root development that they need to be able to search for food. I agree with that 100%. Well, good people, I'm going to head on out of here and get some things done. As far as there's a couple of programs I'm working on right now. I got to learn these programs, or I'll start losing some money. But here's what I want to do. I want to thank you for tuning in, especially the gentleman that's been here. I said, what do we got here? And for a greenhouse, we recycle everything we can. Let's see, out chicken, crab. And hens. Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. That's beautiful what you're doing. That is absolutely beautiful. Actually, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. If you have one out there, I'm sure you do, or you wouldn't be here. But I'm going to subscribe to you so that I can see if you have any videos up. We use a cheapest light. Okay. Let's see. For a greenhouse, we recycle everything. A chicken coop and pan for. But you're doing all the right stuff, and I absolutely commend you on that, what you're doing. So on that note, I'm going to head out, but thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, and I appreciate it. And I'm going to subscribe to you as well, because I want to see what type of things you do. If you have any videos up, I would like to see them. All right, this has been the Morning Gardener, saying to everyone, have a positive and a prosperous day, and remember to keep on growing. Definitely do that. I've got to eat. Sorry, but it means Virginia says we got to eat. Sorry. Oh no, you did beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care now, and have a good day, and keep on growing.